Once upon a time, there was a millionaire named Ricardo, a man known for his vast fortune and his extravagant parties in his luxurious mansion. His name was synonymous with wealth, power, and opulence. On the hills of the city, his mansion shone like a beacon of success. With dozens of luxury cars in his garage, priceless works of art on his walls, and a life of parties and glamour, Ricardo seemed to have everything anyone could want. However, despite all his money and power, Ricardo felt a void in his life. He had everything money could buy except one thing: true love. From a young age, Ricardo had been ambitious. Coming from a modest family, he worked tirelessly to build his empire. With a natural talent for business and an impeccable instinct for investing, he transformed a small family business into an international conglomerate. His success, however, came at a personal cost. Superficial relationships and self-serving friendships became the norm in his life. He was surrounded by people who wanted something from him, but no one seemed interested in really getting to know him. Tired of empty dates and superficial relationships, he decided to take drastic action to find someone who loved him for who he was, and not for his wealth. Sitting in his library one sunny morning, leafing through the newspaper, Ricardo saw an advertisement that caught his attention. A small orphanage on the outskirts of town was organizing a beauty contest to raise funds. It was then that a bold idea came to his mind. He decided to disguise himself as a beggar and participate in the event, hoping to find a woman who could see beyond appearances and recognize her true worth. To carry out his plan, Ricardo knew he needed help. He contacted a talented makeup artist and costume designer known for their skills in creating stunning transformations. With weeks of preparation, Ricardo transformed. His skin was aged with makeup, his clothes were carefully chosen to appear torn and dirty, and he began using a cane to complete the illusion. Looking at himself in the mirror, he almost didn't recognize the rich and powerful man he was. That night, with his heart pounding, he left his mansion and went to the orphanage. Once there, Ricardo mingled with the crowd of participants and spectators. The atmosphere was happy and festive, with children running around and laughter echoing everywhere. The orphanage, an old but welcoming building, was decorated with colorful flags and festive lights. Children, dressed in vibrant costumes, ran excitedly from one side to the other, filling the place with life and energy. Ricardo felt a little out of place, but was determined to follow through with his plan. When the pageant began, he observed the contestants one by one, looking for someone who demonstrated kindness and authenticity. The participants were diverse, each bringing their own story and charm to the improvised stage in the orphanage's courtyard. It was then that he saw Clara. She was a young woman with a simple appearance, but with a special sparkle in her eyes. Her smile was genuine and her behavior was natural and spontaneous. During the performance, she not only paraded, but also spent time talking and playing with the children at the orphanage, showing genuine concern and affection. Ricardo felt a warmth in his heart when he watched her, but he knew he still needed to test her sincerity. At the end of the event, while the winners were announced, Ricardo approached Clara. With a trembling voice and a little hesitation, he asked for alms. Clara, without hesitation, smiled and handed him a 10 reis bill. "It's not much," she said, "but I hope it helps in some way." Ricardo thanked him and, at that moment, he was sure that he had found someone special. Determined to reveal his true identity, he invited her to coffee the next day, still maintaining his disguise. During the conversation, Clara revealed that she worked as a volunteer at the orphanage and that she dreamed of opening her own institution to help children in need. Ricardo was impressed by her dedication and altruism. Clara was the definition of altruism and kindness, qualities that Ricardo admired so much. Finally, feeling the moment was right, Ricardo removed his wig and glasses, revealing his true self. Clara was stunned, speechless. He explained her plan and the reason behind her disguise. "I wanted to find someone who loved me for who I am, not what I have," he said, looking deeply into her eyes. Clara, after her initial surprise, smiled and said, "I think you found it." Over time, Ricardo and Clara grew even closer. They worked together to fulfill Clara's dream of opening an institution for children in need, and the love between them blossomed in a genuine and profound way. Ricardo finally found what he was always looking for: true love, which no money could buy. And so, the millionaire who disguised himself as a beggar to find a wife discovered that true wealth was in the heart and kindness of those he loved. Ricardo's transformation was not only physical, but also emotional and spiritual. He began to see life through Clara's eyes, learning to appreciate the little things and find joy in life's simplicities. Together, they built a life based on love, respect, and altruism, helping countless children and making a real difference in the community. The new orphanage project came to life with Ricardo's financial support and Clara's tireless dedication. The place has become a safe haven for children of all ages, offering not only shelter but also education, emotional support, and a sense of community. Ricardo and Clara were often seen playing with the children, participating in activities and events, and doing everything in their power to improve the lives of the little residents. Over the years, the orphanage grew to become an example of success and altruism, inspiring other similar initiatives in the city and beyond. The story of Ricardo and Clara spread, touching hearts and showing that true love and kindness could overcome all barriers, including those imposed by society and circumstances. Ricardo, who previously lived in a world of luxury and superficiality, found a true purpose alongside Clara. He discovered that true wealth wasn't in his bank account, but in the positive impact he could have on the lives of those around him. And so, he lived happily next to Clara, surrounded by love, gratitude, and the smiles of countless children who had their lives transformed by his generosity. On each anniversary of the orphanage, a big party was organized, bringing together everyone who had been touched by Ricardo and Clara's kindness. The children, now adults, often return to thank us and share their success stories, fondly remembering the times they spent in that special place. The celebration was a constant reminder that even in the most unlikely circumstances, love and kindness could flourish and transform lives. And so, the story of the millionaire who disguised himself as a beggar to find a wife became a legend in the city, passed down from generation to generation as an example that a person's true value lies not in their possessions, but in their heart. Ricardo and Clara lived full and meaningful lives, leaving a legacy of love and compassion that continued to inspire and transform the lives of many, long after they were gone. Ricardo's journey to find true love was not easy. There were many moments of doubt and uncertainty. He wondered if he would truly find someone who loved him for who he was and not for what he had. But with Clara, he found not only love, but also a true partnership. They faced challenges together, worked as a team to overcome obstacles, and celebrated every victory together, big or small. The story of Ricardo and Clara spread beyond the city's borders. People from different places came to see the orphanage and hear about the incredible work they were doing. Ricardo became an inspiration to many, showing that even those who possess great wealth can choose a path of altruism and service to others. He has been invited to give talks, participate in conferences, and share his story at various events. Every time he spoke, he stressed the importance of looking beyond appearances and valuing people's hearts and kindness. The orphanage continued to grow, and Ricardo and Clara were blessed with the support of many volunteers and donors. The institution expanded to include education, health, and community development programs. They created opportunities for children to not just survive, but thrive. Children received a quality education, adequate health care, and, most importantly, unconditional love and support. Ricardo and Clara also decided to adopt some of the children from the orphanage. They wanted to provide them with a loving home and stable family. Over time, their home was filled with laughter and joy, with children running and playing, filling every corner with life and energy. Ricardo discovered a new dimension of love when he became a father, learning to value every moment and the importance of being present in his children's lives. Despite all the changes and responsibilities, Ricardo and Clara always found time for each other. They kept the flame of love burning, always remembering how it all began. They often laughed together, remembering the day when Ricardo disguised himself as a beggar and Clara treated him with such kindness and compassion. For them, It was a constant reminder that a person's true beauty and worth lay in their heart. The years passed and Ricardo and Clara grew old together. They saw the lasting impact of their work and the growth of the children they helped. Many of the young people who have passed through the orphanage have become successful adults, giving back to the community and continuing the legacy of love and compassion they learned from Ricardo and Clara. The story of Richard and Clara became a timeless tale of love, redemption, and selfless service. It was proof that, no matter the circumstances, true love and kindness could transform lives and create a lasting legacy. They lived their lives fully, with hearts full of love and souls dedicated to the well-being of others. And so, the legend of the millionaire who disguised himself as a beggar continued to inspire and touch the hearts of many, showing that a person's true worth lies in their heart, not their possessions. And, at the end of their lives, Ricardo and Clara were remembered not for their material wealth, but for the positive impact they had on the lives of so many. They left a legacy of love and compassion that continued to flourish long after they were gone. The stories of their lives and accomplishments have been passed down from generation to generation, inspiring others to follow in their footsteps and make a difference in the world. The story of the millionaire who disguised himself as a beggar to find a wife is a powerful reminder that true love transcends appearances and wealth. She teaches us that a person's true beauty and worth lies in their heart and the way they treat others. And most of all, she shows us that, with love and compassion, we can transform the world around us and create a lasting legacy of kindness and selfless service. Every chapter of Ricardo and Clara's lives was a testament to their dedication and love. They proved that regardless of our background or circumstances, we can all make a difference in the lives of others. And as her story continued to be told, she inspired others to seek true love, to look beyond appearances, and to live a life of purpose and compassion. Ricardo and Clara's legacy continues to live on in the hearts and minds of those who were touched by their kindness. And so the story of the millionaire who disguised himself as a beggar to find a wife became an eternal legend of love, compassion, and altruism. It's a reminder that, in the end, what really matters is the love we give and the difference we make in the lives of others.